Basement Dwellers? Uncle Danny here for another episode of Rad Collections. We have Andrew here. Show us what you got. What is your primary focus? It looks like you got a kind of an eclectic collection going on right here.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably been 2 years of like being a quote-unquote collector.
Sure.
You know? I grew up with NES, and we kept all of our NES. It seems like it was the only system that we actually like kept all the games in the system and everything. Had the Super Nintendo, had 64, all the Nintendo systems, you know. But we'd always trade in for the next system.
I was gonna say that's because Funkoland came around and everyone's like, "Oh, I can trade up for better," and that's why no one has a lot of their stuff anymore.
Well, and the thing is with me is I benefited off of having an older brother, and he had a job, and so pretty much all of the games that I got to play, I didn't have to pay a dime because he was the one that bought them. But of course, he's the one that owns them. He can do what he wants with them. So he'd always trade them in and get the next system.
Yep.
So some of these NES games are from my original childhood, which is, you know, some of them are in terrible condition. Like, you know, you can't even tell what game that is, but it's Excite-Bike.
It's what's left of Excite-Bike.
But I'd never get rid of this because this is my childhood.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So
it's like my Atari from my childhood. It's in terrible condition, but I never get rid of it.
Right.
It works.
Yeah.
It just looks terrible.
So, I mean, the big thing that I really go for, I had a list of like all the games that I wanted, and then I got a new phone, and for some reason that list didn't transfer over when I got the new phone. So I've just been like more focusing on NES because that is a huge part of my childhood. Although my favorite system is Super Nintendo. But yeah, so I guess I could say that I'm one of those people that are like going for a complete NES, maybe.
As close to it as
fiscally
possible.
I'm going mainly for games that I absolutely love, or games that are absolutely, completely terrible. You know, I don't really care as much about like the middleman games, you know. But for instance, Rollerblade Racer, like probably the worst game, close to maybe one of the worst games on the NES. It's like the poor man's Paperboy.
Yeah, I guess ones that actually qualify as a game, yeah, it's worse. There's way worse cartridges that were called games put on the NES.
Right, yes.
The different consoles you have, I see you got Atari, I see GameCube, Super Nintendo, looks like, 64.
Yeah, so I got all the Nintendo systems, home console. I don't have Virtual Boy, which technically is considered a home console, but
that's debatable.
Yes. Yeah, I have NES, Super Nintendo, 64, GameCube, Wii U, and a Switch.
Okay, so Nintendo, Nintendo everything.
Yep. And then I've got Master System, Genesis, Saturn, Dreamcast. Don't have a Sega CD or 32X. Used to have a complete box Sega CD, but I traded it.
First or second edition?
It was the second edition.
Okay.
Yeah, the first edition's a little more rare.
Yeah.
I used to have a first edition, but I returned it to the thrift store because it wasn't working, which is very common with the first edition.
I see you have a first edition Genesis down
there.
there.
Yeah. I mean, it was really cool because it fits right on top of it rather than the super long, which that's probably the reason why I don't have the Sega CD is it doesn't fit.
Yeah, you need to get first edition to work, but that's actually cheaper to get the second edition and Sega CD than to try to get a working Sega
But it doesn't
CD.
fit in the way that I store my consoles.
Yeah.
Which is basically just in like a shoebox style, 9 squares. Which works really well.
Yeah, these things are great for
that kind of stuff.
For storing that.
So, but yeah, then PlayStation 1 and 2, Atari 2600, like we said, and Xbox and 360.
Xbox 360?
Yeah. I don't have any of the like current gen except the Switch.
Okay.
So my goal is to have people come over and be like, "Oh man, I remember this one game." And they don't maybe even remember what it's called, but they start describing it, and then I go, "Oh, you're talking about, you know, this or whatever game it is." So.
I can't remember if I like G.I. Joe or not.
Atlantis Factor's great.
Is it? I can't remember.
I haven't played the non-Capcom one. This is a good one.
I played G.I. Joe for Nintendo back in the day. I couldn't even tell you which one it was. It was so long ago.
Yeah,
this is 30 years
This
ago.
is the more rare one. I mean, more rare doesn't mean that it's really rare.
It's like an R4 on the rare scale between R0 and R9.
Well, and then you'll come across situations like I've had where I was at a pawn shop and I've gotten to know the people at this particular pawn shop.
Mhm.
So when I come, a lot of times they'll check the back room for me.
Nice.
And they pulled out all of these Sega Genesis games, and there were a bunch of sports ones, and then Zombie Ate My Neighbors.
Yeah.
But I found this Mutant
Mutant League Hockey. Hell yeah.
and
That's fine.
they just thought it was a sports game.
Yeah.
So they're like, $5.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so it's like this is like a $80 to $90 complete game.
Easily.
And so that kind of stuff happens. You know?
It does.
So yeah, and then obviously local game stores. Get to know the people that run your local game stores.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
Yeah.
make
I've
friends with them.
I've got some
And-
great deals that way.
And also on social media, promote them. Like if you bought a game from a store, take a picture of it, post it on your Facebook or whatever, and tag that store. You're giving them publicity. The next time you come in, you know, they're probably going to treat you really nice.
Yeah, especially if they see that they eat that stuff up, they love it. If you know, it's free promotion from them, and it brings other customers in that say, "Wow, you found that there? I might have to check that place out." So that is one of the best things you can do if you buy from a local video game store. I see you got some games hidden off to the side over here.
Yeah. So there are, you know, you got your like Halos and Call of Duties and stuff like that. I have kids, and so I don't necessarily like want them looking through and finding something about a zombie or something like
You're
that.
right. This would give
Oh
them
yeah, that would
nightmares.
give them. I think I just keep all of my 360 stuff over here as well, because I don't have room for 360 over there.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, so this isn't all mature games, but this is some of them. And then I've got like doubles and triples, because even actually just last weekend I hosted a Halo 16 party, LAN party.
Sweet. People still do that.
Yeah, it was great. We had like 6 TVs connected.
That's
Or
awesome.
something like that. So, but yeah, and then you know your Resident Evils for GameCube, 0, 1, 2, and 3.
Give them a few years before you introduce them to Resident Evil.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and you got some extra systems over here.
Yeah, some of those are just like neat repair. I've got that Super Nintendo from a friend of mine at a trade-in that doesn't output video. This person, oh not this one, sorry. This one.
I don't see many of these.
Yeah, that's true. But I have another Super Nintendo that is yellowed on the bottom
Oh yeah.
and not on
Hell.
the top, but this is yellowed on the top and not on the bottom.
That
So
is bizarre.
if I wanted, I could make a complete yellow system and a complete gray system if I wanted.
I think,
so.
or just leave them side by side like
Yeah.
that. So here, you know what?
Two-tone look.
We'll set them right by each other here, and we'll just set them right there, and perfect.
Yeah. So they like kind of work monochrome. I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, right there. That's either gonna make perfectionists, rejoice or cringe at
Yeah.
how perfect this all is.
So, yeah. A couple other games that are fun back here would be Gears of War, honestly.
Sure.
I mean, it's a huge game that everyone talks about, but my brother got me into that game.
It's-
So that's
it's
how
fun.
That's how like he lives in Chicago,
Okay.
and like we like doing actual things together, but because we live apart from each other, we can't. And so that's how we get to like hang out is by going online.
Sure. So you just play live.
Yeah, we play Horde mode a lot.
Okay.
So, yeah. But that's a big part of like how I still get to stay connected with him. And then, it kind of develops natural conversations of just like when you hang out, you also just talk about other things. I give him a call all the time now, which before like it wasn't like we grew apart from each other, but it was just more like he lived far away, and so without doing those like interactive things together, you just kind of for out of sight, out of mind kind of a thing.
Yeah. No, I
But
understand.
being able to do those things, like I keep up with him way more.
Yeah, because when you're doing stuff like this, you just kind of chat about whatever's going on recently. It's a great way to keep in contact with people that you normally would have trouble with.
Yeah. And it's not like we were in bad terms or anything. It's just more.
No, but you're busy. I'm sure he's busy.
He's busy. So
And a couple,
yeah.
1,000 miles. It's enough to separate you to the point where you're not going to be talking all the time. So when you have that reason to, you're able to kind of keep up with everything.
It's a cool way to stay connected.
Yeah.
I think out of anything about modern gaming, that's the best thing is that you can stay connected with people that are really far away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's cool. So, something really annoying. I just picked these up today. They're 2 Wii U games, and as you can tell, there's no front cover art.
But they're eco-friendly. Look at the recycle.
Right. So this is Pikmin, the original, is it Nintendo Selects now, or what do they call it? Yeah. And then this is not rare by any means, but Tekken Tag Tournament 2, which is, I grew up on Tekken Tag Tournament for PS1, so I was like, or PS2, so I was really excited to find this. And this was like $6 total, which was great at a garage sale. So I was like, hey, what's the deal? Why do all of your games like not have any outer art? And he was like, oh yeah, well I'm getting rid of my whole entire collection, but I want to keep memories of it. So I took all of the art and I'm just scrapbooking it, which is like a really cool idea, but it's like you could just print off pictures and scrapbook that instead of like wasting, like destroying like a part of actual Nintendo product that makes this more valuable, and as everyone knows, with newer Wii U games and I'm sure PS4 and stuff like that, they don't even come with manuals, and so it's kind of cool that I was able to pick these up, but now it's like I hate having complete things that don't have their front cover art, and so
I would just print off one yourself.
I might print one off, but maybe eventually I can find on eBay like just the outer cover for it or something. But
cases for $2-3.
yeah, totally. But I mean, it's kind of cool to have it, even though I already have Pikmin 3, so I'll probably end up trading one of the 2. And that's another big thing that I've realized over time is like, if you go to the thrift store and you see like a Mario or a Zelda or whatever for a good deal, don't be like, oh, I already have it. Grab it, and then you can bring it to a trade-in or meet up or something like that. So that's obviously like standard, everyone knows that, but I didn't know that for a long time, and so now that I'm like getting more into collecting, I'm realizing like that's a really good idea and I should do that.
So Andrew, I gotta know what's going on here. You kind of have a nice stack going.
Yeah, it's like the wall of Sega. As you can tell, my bookshelf is completely full. I'm trying to utilize as much space as possible. So I kind of just had to like inch a couple Genesis complete cases out in order to make more room to then build up off of. And I haven't figured out what to do yet.
Well,
so yeah.
That does show you that Genesis cases have 2 good uses. Keep your game safe and stackability.
So I got this thing for like $4 at a thrift store, and they actually go for like $30 online, which is kind of cool. But I feel like we need to celebrate today because today is September 30th, 2017, which is 20 years of Bushido Blade coming out in North America. So we're going to play some Bushido Blade. Master System, not a lot of people know, came in 2 different forms. They got the cartridge, and then they have a card-based, which people refer to it as like a credit card. And
similar to the Hue cards.
Very similar to Hue cards with
16.
TurboGrafx and stuff. And basically, with the Model 1 Master System, you put the card slide the card in the front, and that's also how you could play your 3D games with the 3D glasses. You'd put that in there, which I don't have that. But yeah, you'd either put the cartridge in the top, or you'd put that in there. And another thing people don't know about Master System is there's games built into the system. If you don't put any game in it, you just turn the system on. There's built-in games on it. You've got Black Belt, where it's like looks like a clip art, and it doesn't even like meet the corners of the thing. You guys seen the cover for wrestling?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
You never seen that?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
He's holding his own head.
He's holding his own head.
All right.
It's just like, this is part of the reason why I love collecting for the Sega Master System, is because
of all the
there's
clip art on just
so
a random
many
graph paper.
weird covers,
Please tell me Rambo had a weird cover.
Rambo was, you're pretty standard.
Oh, okay.
Super beat 'em, or super muscly, One other one that's super funny is Prime Soldiers, which I'm going to take this wall. Crash!
That's maximum carnage.
Oops. Yeah.
With the red cartridge even.
Time Soldiers. You've got your dinosaur, you got your tank, and you got your guys with bazookas.
The red cartridge.
That was a fun game.
This game was amazing. I played the hell out of this game.
Did you ever play Separation Anxiety?
No.
No, I
Is that
never
one good?
did. I never did play that.
It's the sequel to it, and it's 2-player.
So that's the actual sequel to this one.
It's the sequel to Maximum Carnage.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's 2-player.
that's actually pretty sweet.
Yeah. That's a game that I grew up playing as a childhood.
Yeah.
But we never had it. We always rented it. But I absolutely love that game, even though a lot of people don't like it compared to Maximum Carnage. But just because probably a childhood thing of just loving it. One other absolute hidden gem. I could be here forever talking.
No, that's perfectly fine.
Jurassic Park 2
Yep.
Chaos Continues. Not a lot of people talk about this game, and it should be talked about more.
Oh,
because it's like a Contra, but with
Jurassic
raptors and dinosaurs, and it's 2-player, and you can like even share your health. So like if one person's really low, you hit, I don't remember what the buttons are, but you hit 2 buttons. I think it might be L and R or
And you
something,
take one of their extra lives,
and
don't
well, it evens out your health.
you?
Is what it does. So
They kind of did that same thing
Yeah.
with Toe Jam and Earl
Yep.
when
Yeah.
high
High five.
I'd be like, yo, give me some of your
Yep.
health.
But this game is absolutely fantastic, and I grew up renting this game all the time, but never owned it. And then for the longest time, I tried tracking it down, and so that's kind of why I have it semi-complete. It doesn't have the
Cardboard.
the stuff inside. It's just, you know, but it's
Well,
kind of
it's
cool.
a decent
It's cool to have the
box.
box.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You got Earthworm Jim,
Classic.
Samurai Showdown. That's a
Another classic.
childhood game of mine that I played. Of course, Super Metroid. I finally got a copy of this.
That's awesome.
Um,
My favorites.
Populous is like a $5 game, but it's kind of like SimCity, I think.
Yeah.
And then Mystic Quest.
There you go.
The most underrated RPG for Super Nintendo, in my
Yeah?
opinion. A lot of people hate
A lot of
it.
people
I
don't
love
like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I understand why people don't like it, because Mystic Quest was watered down Final Fantasy.
Right.
It was Final Fantasy for the West that didn't understand RPG.
But to be fair, that was
Yeah.
the first encounter I had with an RPG. So
Okay.
for me to get to play Mystic Quest, I was like, all right, if this
I
is
hear
what
it's a
all
good
RPGs
intro too, which maybe that's what I just need to play because I don't,
That's exactly what it was made for.
you know, I don't collect and play a lot of RPGs mainly because I don't have the time. And I know that all of the other people in the Twin Cities want them.
Yeah.
And so I can trade them for stuff that I really want. that
Yep.
They probably got millions of copies of. This is a portable Super Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, although one of the games got stuck in there,
Oh no.
and then when I took it out,
It
one of
ripped
the
one of the
pins
prongs.
broke. So 75% of the time, it doesn't actually play games, which kind of sucks. But yeah, you pretty much pop that in there, and I don't even the batteries. But yeah, like I said, half the time the games don't work because
That pin got
that
ripped out.
pin got ripped
It
out.
didn't damage the game though, did it?
No, it was a Super Game Boy actually that I had in there. Which the Super Game Boys work on this thing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of annoying, and I've gotten a hold of Retro Bit multiple times, and they're like, "Sorry, there's nothing we can do about it." And I'm just like, "Yeah, there's something you can do about
It's
it."
called replace it.
Well, thank you for showing me your
Yeah.
collection here.
Appreciate it.
It was great to see all the stuff you have. Looks like you're having fun accumulating more and more stuff. And if any of you guys out there want to show off your collections, go to basementarcadia.com and contact us there.